Yeah. Oh my god, everybody, get excited.
Doesn't that shit go hard? We need to make more podcasts. We spent so much work getting it ready and then we just didn't do it. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to the tier 14 / mop phase 1 loot prio guide stream. Malvanis, thank you for the raid. We are going to be doing a little look-see into how the raid tier is going to progress through phase 1, as well as a deep dive into where all of the items we think probably should go. And if you are looking to get a copy of this sheet, it is available on both of our Patreons. They will be linked in the description of this video if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you are watching live on Twitch, it's ! mop loot prio or whatever it says. Okay, so real quick, this is the intro page. It is very important that you read this if this is the first time you've seen one of our loot prio sheets. It includes a bunch of caveats and
Motherfucker, go.
thank you, Schmooters. A bunch of caveats and important warnings about why listening to this sheet not specifically, but without doing any of your own critical thinking is going to be not the way to go. TLDR, class or player over class for every decision. We put that in bold and all caps pretty much all over the fucking place. But people still don't seem to want to listen to that. But it is what it is. Also, just to kind of go into the specifics about this first phase, there are 3 raids. The first raid, Mogu'shan Vaults, is going to be launching before the other 2 raids. We don't know the release cadence between Heart of Fear and Terrace of Endless Spring, but we do know that Mogu'shan Vaults launches first, and it has lower eye-level loot than the other raids. So you're going to be pretty much replacing everything in Mogu'shan Vaults with the later 2 raids. But what it does mean is that where your loot goes from Mogu'shan is very important because you're only going to have so many weeks between that and the next set of raids. And so it's really critical to get those things right. So hopefully this document is helpful. And if you have any feedback, please head on over to my Discord or Pummel's Discord. We are constantly checking, and if something looks critically wrong, we really do want to fix it because people do take this document seriously. And
AoE the goddamn ads. AoE the fuck out of the ads.
thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
So if something's wrong, don't come at us with toxicity. Just say, hey, I think this is wrong. This is why. And try to give us a good reason, and we will try to engage with you whether or not that we agree or disagree and why. But the goal is to make this as fair for everybody as possible. And I just talked way too much. So Pummel, what's up? How are you?
Hey. I want to preface like a few things.
Yeah.
Number one, this tier is absolutely hell if you're a hybrid or a caster. There's so much overlapping stuff, especially for like necks and rings. And I did a lot of simming, right? But at the end of the day, I don't know very specific things. Like, for example, if a Shadow Priest is using a mace and an offhand, and if they stop it with this staff, it's like 0.01%, because I'm a human and I only have so much time. So I did my best. And a lot of the Mogu'shan Vault pieces, although they're important where they go for prog purposes, I want to also preface by saying most of it's just holdover pieces because you're waiting for tier. Like a lot of the pieces are they're just there. So enjoy them while you can because you're just going to replace it all with tier.
Yeah, it is definitely a weird
It's very weird with all the different
phase.
eye levels for all the gear.
1,000%.
The 1/5/16 boss for some reason.
Yeah, that is the weirdest thing. There is the first boss of Terrace of the Endless Spring is called Protectors of the Endless, and it's kind of an Old War style hard mode in that depending on which order you kill the 3 bosses, one of them is the hard mode, and then the boss drops eye level loot that is 7 over everything else in the tier. So it honestly kind of makes our job a little bit easier because pretty much everything that drops from that specific fight is going to be your BIS. And starting there is a nice way to like work backwards on like where your BIS is and stuff.
I also want to say that a lot of the information, a lot of the conclusions that I reach from the sheet is based off of sim information. And I know a lot of the APIs are still in alpha, so if something is wrong and you know it's wrong, just tell us. We are human. There will be mistakes. There's a lot of pieces. There's 17 bosses, 16 bosses, whatever. So just, don't attack me, please. Especially the Boomkins. Like, you guys are well known for your aggressiveness.
I did consult some of the more what's the word? Well-respected balance druids here. So
Thank God.
I sent you the notes. Did you see those?
I saw the notes.
Okay, good. Yeah, so all right, well, let's get into it. First, Mr. Pandaria also has a interesting thing added to it that I think it's still in retail, right? The bonus rolls system, where you can out in the world collect Elder Charms of Good Fortune. They're not called that in retail now, but and you can then, if you kill a boss and you have one of these tokens, you can roll again, and there is a chance that you will get an extra item. So if there's something that you specifically want really, really badly, you can just spend your specific currency and hopefully it drops off of the boss in that case. Now, we mentioned it in this box up here, but there's some consideration from a guild perspective about whether or not you want everybody to be going for the same item. Because, like, people are very motivated to get their trinkets and their weapons. And if everybody is rolling on their trinkets and weapons, the odds of everybody getting them sooner is a lot higher. And then later in the tier, when they start dropping and everybody already has them, the drop just rots. You know what I mean? So, consider assigning them to people, or at least saying a few people, hey, maybe do this or do that. But, it's worth thinking about. And then also there's a lot of items that are in Mogu'shan that are, or there's a lot of items that you need that just don't drop for certain classes in Mogu'shan. I listed most of them here. So, make sure you're focusing on those out in the world. Okay. Let's get into it. Yep.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Anything else you wanted to mention before we get into it?
I just want you to especially pay attention to anywhere a ring or neck is mentioned, as they will be crazy contested at the highest level. Like, this 5/16 pieces are going to be BIS for everybody that can equip them. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the best way to structure this is just to do Mogu'shan in its entirety first, yeah? And then do the other two after that, probably. Usually we do like all the physical stuff, then all the caster stuff. But I think in this case, since the eye level differential is so wide, it's probably worth separating those.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the Mogu'shan Vault physical prio. So let's get into the items here. We've labeled all of them on the left for what bosses they drop off of. And then the colors are generally what we have recommended over here in this prio, with reading from left to right. So this one's like rogue, and then everybody else is black, warrior, and then whatever. So you can kind of, fury is brown. You can kind of see just at a glance what an item is just based off of that. And then Pummel put these great notes in here for anything more specific that we wanted to mention. All right, so Dagger of the 7 Stars. We don't have to do everything. Also, please. I don't hear you. Did you drop off the call?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you didn't say. I just thought you were laughing.
No, I was letting you go nuts. You know.
I am going nuts. In the past, we've done like literally every item. So what? Don't think we necessarily need to do that this time, just because not everything is relevant. But
no.
If there's important stuff that we need to talk about, let's get into it.
Yeah.
This dagger is Rogue Bis, though, right?
Yeah, Rogue Gigabis, use it till Shadowlands, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like an agi. Like, if you, like, there's some items where you're gonna see it, and it's just gonna go to certain classes, and that's just, you know, Dagger Rogue.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Also, remember, it's not Bis for the phase, it's just Bis until the 509 stuff comes in. So you'll see we have Bis list for every spec over here, but a lot of the stuff in Mogu'shan is not Bis because it's lower eye level. So
also for rogues, I think all 3 specs are viable. So you should really ask your rogue what they're playing, because they might want, you know, like a one-handed axe or something, or agi axe. They might not even want the dagger. Then you get an extra DE thing for some enchant somebody else needs. So definitely open that line of communication.
Yeah, is there an axe that works, or
there's a one-handed weapon, some of the, like, Garakal Fist of the Spear Binder is a one-handed.
That's the monk weapon, right? And probably the DK weapon, right?
Yeah, rogues can use that as well. I think in the physical bis list for the combat rogue, they're using the claws from Terrace, so a good substitute would be Garakal. It just depends what the rogue wants to use, but I would definitely try to give that fist weapon to a monk, because it's not like they have a lot of options besides the two-handed polearm, but I would definitely, anytime there's a two-handed polearm with agi on it, it's just boom, feral.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how many ferals you actually run, but yeah.
Hopefully like 17. Just like ICC all over again.
Okay, Jasper Clawfeet, we're going Warriors, just because it's best for them and not for anybody else.
Yeah, in the Warrior Sim, this is one of the few pieces that had less lasting longevity, because the itemization of it with the crit and the mastery just works out well for them.
Cool. Stone Fang Chest Guard, male, agi. Seems
everyone's gonna have a billion hunters, but this is just a classic holdover for tier piece. Like, you could maybe target someone who didn't farm out a good chest or something. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see with the LFR stuff, because LFR opens up a couple weeks after the raid does, and so you'll be able to get a lower eye level version of this, but you won't be able to get any tier in Mogu'shan. So this will be good, and you probably end up running it over the tier. I don't know. We'll see. Like, is the 4-piece worth eventually before you get like the heroic token? I don't know.
For some of the classes, it definitely is. Some of the tier bonuses are very lackluster, though.
Yeah,
and it's just like rapid fire that lasts like 2 extra seconds or so. I don't know what the hunter one is, but I'm just saying some of them are very lackluster.
Okay. Stoneflesh leggings, rogue equals monk equals feral. We decided not to make a call on that one.
Well, the thing is, the off piece for all 3 of those classes is a pair of legs called leggings of failing purification. So if you know somebody isn't getting that leggings of failing purification first, you could give this to them, and they could use this as their off piece for a very long time until you see more of them drop.
Okay, and that's the I assume that's in toes. Yeah. Protectors.
Yeah, I believe that's in toes.
It's the 516 legs, yeah. So
yes.
Yeah, if you get this, you are not getting the Gigabis toes one for a while.
Yeah, you won't get the first one,
yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
but at least you'll have your off piece and you can build around it.
Yeah,
which is like
totally.
Okay.
Are tanks included in the loot prio? Yes, but Tank gear is just tank gear for the most part. There will be some consideration of itemizing towards DPS because of Vengeance. And we absolutely talk about tier on the front page in here. But there's really not a lot of overlap. And also with the way Vengeance works, you're kind of incentivized to pull a bunch of trash and have a lot of MIT to increase your damage. Because the more you're getting hit on, like in real life, the more damage you do. So, yeah,
it depends on what tanks you're running, I think, because if you're running a Brewmaster or a Guardian Druid, they're gonna want a lot of the DPS pieces that rogues and Windwalkers and feral DPS druids want to have. But if you have a Blood DK, you're gonna have some overlap with the plate. So it really just depends on what your group wants, because there's a lot of tank pieces. So it really just depends on what your tanks want, what your raid group's comfortable with, what won't piss off your DPS. The tank loot is basically just going to the tanks, and there's only 2 of you guys, and probably different armor types. So the tank loot specifically page isn't really catered to tanks. It literally just is for tanks, like Gratz tanks.
Hi, Cleo. Yeah, tanks are kind of a weird thing this phase because things don't really hit too hard. I don't think we had a tank die in our beta run if the tanks played well. It was primarily because they didn't get one of their cooldowns up or didn't call for an external or something. Not because they didn't have the gear. So there's also only a couple fights that actually hit super hard. I would say Shexier, the ads hit really, really hard, especially if you're 1 tanking or 2 tanking. And Shaw of Fear, that Thrash and Dread Thrash are really dangerous. But at the same time, you should have cooldowns planned for each of those. So Brewmaster Monk, I understand what you're saying, and that it does need some gear that has overlap with the Windwalkers and whatever. But this is not the Heroic Lich King angle where the tank can get globaled because there's so many externals in MoB. There's so many cooldowns. So something to think about.
There's not a lot of like leather tank pieces too, so you got to keep that. Most of the tank pieces are all plate, or like a shield, neck, trinket, cloak. So it just
I don't know. Maybe
it just depends.
Maybe there's some consideration to go with like tank items that the Brewmaster can wear, like the neck and the rings and the trinkets and stuff.
I could add that in later just to that. I also just realized we should probably mark pieces that have some sort of longevity that should actually be considered. Because like if you look at Stoneflesh leggings, you probably think, oh, these are, or like Stonefang chest card, you're like, oh, that's useless. It's just like a chest piece, like you just hand it out. But a piece like Stonemaw arm guards, which we haven't gone to yet, is hunters and enhanced shamans really want that.
Sure.
So where it goes should matter more.
Maybe we can mention it somewhere, or you could change like the color of the box or something, just so it kind of.
Yeah, we could figure that out later.
Yeah,
just keep going for now.
It's a good consideration though. Okay, so Stonemaw arm guards, hunter over enhance.
Yeah, the secondaries are nicer for hunters, and you have a lot of hunters to consider. So you could just give it 1 to your enhance, because both of them want that. Is they're like this. So
okay. This is like such a small item though, right? Like,
it's bracers.
It's bracers.
You know, people want their stats.
Yeah, they do. Okay. So that's Stone Guard physical. Why don't we talk about Arrow Breaking Wind Cloak?
If you have a combat rogue, they're really gonna want this. Otherwise, this is a solid cloak for any agi energy type user. In the meantime, most of them want the same cloak, the Legbreaker Great Cloak, and by By some of them, I mean Windwalker, Feral Druid, Enhance, Sub-Rogues, probably Assassination, that's a guess though. And Hunters all want that Legbreaker Great Cloak, so that's tough. They all want the same cloak. This is probably pretty close, but it's like, not perfect, so they're gonna complain about it. It's a 509 versus a 502.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out a way to add a black background to the chat overlay because it doesn't look right, but it's my fault.
What if you just make the document smaller?
I could, but why don't I just import like something and then
CD, that's a good idea. Adding just a little star or something.
Yeah.
Like italicizing the item, adding a star and saying to consider this.
import.
Because a lot of these 502s are not excellent. Some of them will make a big difference. Especially the rings, man. Oh my god, there's just not a lot of rings to go around.
What is the ring that's like the most contested?
There's a 516 ring called Regale's Band of the Endless.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
All the edgy users drooling. I didn't even put a prio there because I hadn't even prioritized that. They all want it.
There we go, I did it. Looks good. It actually does not look good, but whatever.
Felipe, that healing ring, that water soul ring is best for every single caster. But we'll get to that later. I have some interesting insight on that one.
Felipe, are you playing the game? You told me you weren't.
He's always playing the game. Don't listen to him.
Really annoying.
He never changes.
I was like, hey, we need a fucking based mage to talk to, and he was like, I'm not playing. And
yeah, he's just a mage. He's not a base mage. Unlucky.
Fucking mages, man. Okay. Well, I did whatever. I wasn't gonna get into the specificities.
If you have a Guardian tank, I would say they kind of have the same prio as your Feral DPS because you probably don't have a Feral DPS, and they probably use the same gear. And it's, depending on the fight, maybe they're getting absolutely destroyed because they're a Guardian Druid. So definitely keep that in mind.
Okay. Fang's Seal of Binding. This looks like a very important one. Oh, it's not actually.
It's a decent ring. As I said, there's not a lot of rings, and one of the most contested items is that 516 ring. So if you know someone that isn't going to get that 516 ring, this is a good piece to give them because we're chill in the meantime. There's literally only 3 rings, so keep that to your heart.
3
good
rings. Pick any 2.
Yeah, 3 agi rings specifically. Sorry.
Yeah, it's one of those weird tiers where it's like people are like, don't give me it because it's not phase bis, and like you gotta not think like that. Like that's like toxicity from a loot council perspective, because it's like we're giving you something because somebody needs to take it, be happy, and there will be more loot to come. When I helped to do loot council, hearing that was so annoying. But I'm guilty of it too, and back in vanilla when I wasn't in loot council, I was doing that all the time, so I get it. Tomb Raider's Girdle. Rogue Feral Windwalker.
Yeah, so all 3 of those classes want like a random shared drop belt, a 509 belt in Terrace. This belt is pretty solid though, given the secondaries are haste and expertise.
Mm-hmm.
So I know they probably want the crit hit belt, but this one is basically hit haste, so it's okay.
It's got a cool name though. Lara Croft belt. All right, Cloak of Peacock Feathers.
It's a warrior cloak, big warrior crit expertise cloak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big expertise cloak. That's all we need to say.
Yep.
Is expertise for warriors the most is it most valuable on a warrior?
Well, expertise equals hit, and
Oh, it's
mob.
Bis for the whole
So-
phase, Cleo was saying.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the Bis warrior cloak, big cloak.
Yeah, okay, so that's a huge cloak. Cool. So you're wanting to see this week 1 if you can. That would be huge.
Warriors would be drooling.
Yeah. Wildfire Worldwalkers, Hunter equals enhance. Male users want monstrous stompas.
Yeah, a good second decent okay gear compared to the one that they want. I mean, that's most of Mogu'shan Vaults. This isn't the best piece, but it's better than not having anything for prog of the harder raids.
We should do Mogu'shan Vaults bis lists too. We could put those on this page. I think there were some of them out there. I could go find them. That could be helpful. DKs are a support class. No, they're not.
Crit is really good for DK, but Arms uses this in their actual like bis set, and then DKs by comparison want this Hissex Chrysanthemum Cape, which we'll talk about in a little bit here. But like Arms Warriors won't replace that cloak, like that's donezo. So I would definitely feed an item that's like bis for a class to that class.
Totally.
If the other classes want something else.
Totally. Okay. Onto Garajal, Netherrem shoulder pads.
Their shoulders, so
Nice.
it's like cool.
It's just holdover for tier.
Yeah.
If you get this, you're not going to get heroic tier token right early on, but that's okay.
Yes. That's fine.
Could also, I would probably put heroic tier tokens on your tanks early if I had my druthers. So maybe this isn't an item that you go on a tank, the Guardian Druid or the Brewmaster. But yeah, something to think about. Soul Grasp Choker.
So there's a 516 deck called Shackle the Ever Sparks that has hit and expertise on it, and it's a little contested between Rets and DKs. The Warriors want the Necklace of Congealed Weakness, so this one's kind of free. So if you're okay with not getting one of those 2 necks I just said, you'd be happy with this strength deck.
Is that helmet not on there? Oh, it's not on there. I'll add that. Thank you for catching that. We're missing a Fang item.
We forgot a helm.
I will add that. What's it called? Nullification Great Helm. Thank you for catching that. I'll do that after this. We can talk about it. But it's plate DPS helm, so
it's probably just a holdover for tier. I haven't even.
I'm sure it is.
More than likely. More than likely.
We have tier bis lists on, or a quick tier tracker on the front. So Rep Paladin's using the helm, Fury Warrior's using the helm, and all the DKs are using the helm. So yeah, holdover for tier. All right, back to Garajal. We've got, where are we?
Fetters of Death.
Fetters of Death. Thank you.
Another similar situation. Is just holding out for this Shadow Grip girdle, which we'll get to later.
Okay.
So, the secondaries are okay on that belt.
Enhance equals Hunter.
That's it.
Hit Mastery. 2 sockets.
Yeah. The other build's crit haste, so I mean,
Okay.
if you need the hit, it's like okay. But I wouldn't be happy if my loot council gave me that item.
Are you able to hit cap in this phase?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, between like reforging and such, and enchanting expertise and gemming, like surely hit cap will not be pose an issue even in pre-raid biz.
Gotcha. Bonded Soul Bracers, Warrior DK Ret. Another one.
I mean, I'm feeling like a broken record
Yeah,
here.
man.
All 3 plate classes want braces with defiled earth, and then you see this,
All
and
right.
you're like,
Well,
let's gonna have to take the L.
We'll start skipping some stuff, and just go to the cool stuff. So, Garacol, Fist of the Spirit Binder.
This is a decent fist weapon. There's a few classes that use Terrace fist weapons. Honestly, if you're gonna struggle with prog, this would be good to get on your better fist weapon classes because it makes a big difference on their damage profile. So Probably monk, or if you're using a rogue.
Okay. It also looks cool.
Yeah, it's big damage when it looks cool. That's a lot.
It's kind of looks like that fist weapon from what's his name? In Hi Louis. In the dude.
Oh yeah, that guy.
The dude, the red orc with the missing hand. And he's got the big axe on his thing. I don't remember. It's a Hellfire Citadel boss, whatever.
Yeah.
You fucking remember what I'm talking about? Shattered Halls, yes. What is it called?
Yeah,
What's
for sure.
War
yeah.
Chief Kargath Bloodfist? God, you guys are annoying. Blade Fist. There we go. Thank you. Listen, dude, there's a lot of stuff in my head, and there's a lot of stuff in this game. What can I say? Shut up. Okay. Spirit Kings. This is probably the first fight that you're going to be struggling on in this place, hopefully. And there is definitely some good loot on here. We'll skip the other stuff, but the amulet I think is worth talking about.
I don't think it's worth talking about because there's a 509 neck that all the Agi classes want more. There's two 509 necks that all of them want more than that one.
Sure, but this is a good one. And it's the only neck, right, that you get in Mogu'shan.
It's the only Agi neck you'll get in Mogu'shan, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, polearm. Gratz Ferals.
Gratz Ferals.
I think it's also literally a huge polearm.
Don't be anywhere near this bitch.
Super fine. Thank you for the tier 1, dude.
You know what they say about Ferals and huge pole arms? Big claws.
Big claws. Looks cool. Looks cool.
Oh
yeah. So you go Feral over Monk. And remember, hunters do not use polearms anymore. It's a one weapon class. They are only getting ranged weapons now, so don't have to think about hunters anymore. Unfortunately, ferals, you do have to deal with monks now. Okay, and then sorry, go ahead.
Well, monks gain a lot. It's like I was simming the two fist weapons versus the staff. It's like a 5,000 DPS difference between the one-handers and the staff. I don't exactly 100% know why, but I do see a bigger number, obviously, leaning one direction. So I think the monks are really going to want the fist weapons, and there's not a lot of competition on the fist weapons either, necessarily. So I think the ferals should easily get their polearms or stabs and be happy campers.
Okay, I'm gonna move these a little bit. I got 20. I gotta move this. Sorry, one sec.
Shout out T-Debs.
This is not working at all. How far off the thing am I? Do 10. And we'll do 10. Okay, that should be aligned now.
I'll never forget in TBC when there were hunter pets that got more lust than my warlock.
Yeah, that was me. Suck a dick. Okay, Elegon, bottle of infinite stars, baby. We got some trinkets.
Yeah, you got this one, Jordy.
I think you give it to your priests. No, this is a Bish trinket. It's very exciting. And the on-equip Agiproc is really cool. Trinkets in phase 1 have this odd thing where they're not RPPM yet, right? And so they don't work like the rest of the trinkets that will work a certain way for the rest of the game. But yeah, I mean, who benefits the most from mastery?
So for that trinket, the only one that uses it in like full bis is the feral. So I'd definitely proud that over the feral, because the monk, the rogue, the hunter, and the enhancer are all gonna replace it later with something else. So if you get extra, you could give it to them. But I would definitely throw that to the feral, or wait a second. Sorry, I think I misspoke here.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, I misspoke here. Oh, yes. So the Ferals are the only ones that use this raid trinket. All the other classes use Terror in the Mists and Bottle of Infinite Stars. So I think you pile this to Feral since it's the only raid agi trinket that they use, because they use that and Relic of Zulan. And then you can
Okay.
try to figure out between the others, because all the other agis use Terror in the Mists and Bottle of the Infinite Stars.
Gotcha.
So I misspoke there, my bad.
Okay. Do you want to adjust the prio if necessary?
No, no, the prio is correct.
All right,
what
cool.
I said was wrong.
Cool. Okay.
Because they're the only one that, like, they don't use Bottle, or they don't use Terror in the Mist, so they all use Bottle of Infinite Stars, but because all the other classes use another raid trinket, I think the Feral should just get it as like their big raid trinket.
Gotcha. This is going to be one of the reasons that you're still running Mogu'shan Vaults after the other two raids launch. And I would say, if all of your guys have these, you probably don't need to keep running it. At the same time, this is a very good boss for people to be using their bonus rolls on. And so consider that for that reason. Because the sooner you can not come back into here, the better. Right?
I'm rolling on CD on Elegon.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there's Star Crusher gauntlets, and then Star Shatter. We have a two-handed sword.
I usually go for warriors first, since they get the most out of weapon upgrades, just how their abilities scale. But then you probably go DK or Ret if your warrior doesn't want it, and change that from equal prio to DK, or over prio to DK equal Ret there.
It's kind of a weird looking sword. I'm not a huge fan of the graphic.
I think it's cool. Okay, there's at least 3 people running ferals, like, surely.
Ferals exist. We have a feral. We really like the feral. No, you cannot burn all your rolls on a single boss. You can
sound
only,
like you're being held at gunpoint when you say you like the feral.
you can only use one roll a boss. Okay. Next is Cheskar Toil Nation. Doesn't matter. Elegion. Whoever wants.
Whoever wants it, yeah. Grats. Enjoy Fury Warriors or Frost DKs or something.
It's pretty cool looking though. Okay, and then moving on to Will of the Emperor, Grips of Terracotta, Holdover for Tier, Crown of Opportunity, so Strikes, Holdover for Tier, Lei Shen's Final Orders.
So the DKs, the Warriors, and the Rets all use this. The DKs and the Warriors, at least the Unholy Death Knights, use Relic and Lei Shen's. The Ret Paladin uses Dark Mist Vortex and Lei Shen's. So when I was looking at it, I considered Dark Mist as prio to Ret Paladin because, it's their best. And then Lei Shen, you prioritize the arms and the Unholy because the proc on their opener makes a huge difference.
Okay.
But if you're playing a Frost DK, then you kind of want both. So it just depends on what your DKs are playing, I guess.
Gotcha. And again, like in Mist of Pandaria Classic, they've been making class tuning changes, which is a huge difference from the way that they've operated previously. So the sims are constantly getting updated based off of those changes. And, this data might change over time. We're going to do our best to keep all of this information up to date within reason. But again, it's changing. And it's, who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got a couple more items, and then we're done with Mogu'shan in here. Feng Kun. I wonder who this is going to.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real toughie.
Yeah. And then we've got some legs and a helmet, all holdover for tiers. So if you're getting one of these items, then you're probably not getting a tier token in that slot later, early on, that type of stuff. The item that you want to get is your off-piece item, right? Because then it makes sense to upgrade you to the next one probably,
Yeah.
and not get you a tier token in that slot. So, okay. So then we'll do some caster stuff for Heart of Fear. I literally I can't scroll down to show you the top now because I've just moved the fucking cameras. So here we are. We are in this world of what you just
can
asked
move
for.
the
I'll
move
zoom,
the
I'll
web
zoom in.
page. Okay, that works too.
All right. Going into casters from Mogu'shan Vault. Cape of the Three Lanterns. We've got
I
healers
just
to
wanna say,
consider here, so good.
Yeah, a lot of the hybrid classes are there's so much competition between the healers and the DPS. Now we have a new healer to deal with on contested like spirit gear. But Cape of the Three Lanterns, the Arshames, and the Mistweavers want it. That's the cloak they're gonna use, so I would just give that to them first.
Okay.
Yeah. Healer lives matter. So
A lot of guilds don't prio healers loot first because you can generally effectively keep the rate up without all of the gear. But at the same time, we tried to balance this sheet around most guilds. So we do have some healer prio here where it makes sense. At the same time, a lot of these items have spirit, which just isn't what casters want generally, outside of a couple exceptions. So, yeah. Okay. Claws of Amethyst. We've got gloves. Mage equals lock equals priest. Heavenly Jade Great Boots. You know, if you're a paladin and an int plate piece drops, it's going to you.
sorry.
Congratulations on that, and also you're probably not getting tier anytime soon because you will likely be bissed out in off pieces because you're the only one who can get those items. So,
Oh, damn, that sucks.
but you know, we're really glad that our paladins are coming along for the ride and mop. Ours was pumping pretty great in our raids, and they also have insane utility. I would say Aura Mastery is or Devotion Aura now is what they're calling it, is the best raid cooldown in the game now. So it's pretty exciting. All right, Jade Dust Leggings. We're going Shadow Priest. Very, very cool to see Shadow Priest love. Shadow Priests are doing a lot better numbers now that they were buffed some. Ruby Linked Girdle. Again, a lot of these items is just like spread it out. Consider what the off piece is for the class when you give it to somebody. Stuff like that. Anything to add, Pum?
No, it's just a bunch of holdover pieces this entire boss. Besides the Stonebound Cinch, the Mistweavers want the belt because it has their perfect secondaries. But I also want to mention that Druids can use the secondaries on this and it's really strong for them. But Mistweavers want this in their Bis set, so I just put that as priority for them.
Cool. Okay. Amulet of 7 Curses. We got a nice neck that I'm sure everybody's gonna want.
Now there's a good spirit neck there's another neck down the line with like int and mastery, but the locks and the mages really want this neck as their favorite neck, so I would just give it to them first.
Yeah. Why not like Shadow Priest or Ellie Shaman or any of those?
Well, those guys all want the Corvern's Amber Sealed Beetle, which is a spirit neck. And there's other necks that aren't as contested as that one, but in the Warlock and the Mage Sims for Destro and Frost exclusively, they are both using Amulet of 7 Curses.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, we've got cloth robes. Whoever wants. I didn't do this one. Fan of Fiery Winds. This is an interesting one. There are no stabs for casters in Mogu'shan Vaults. It's all one-handers and offhands. So everybody needs an offhand. And this is the
Spirit
only one,
offhand.
right?
Yeah, it's the only offhand.
There is no non-spirit offhand in Mogu'shan. So it's a little awkward. There's a shield though.
There's classes that use this even going into the other raids, so I prioritize them first.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't give a spirit offhand to like a mage or a warlock just because it's a stat upgrade right now. Even like going into the future raids, I think that's a waste of loot economy when there's people that use it permanently. So
A waste of loot economy. Wow. Wow, those are fighting words.
give it to warlocks, like go nuts. I'm gonna sleep great, but your raid members might be pissed.
Yeah. I just fix the thing. Okay. So we're doing Shadow Priest and then Healing Priests. So I'm gonna get this second. Very exciting.
The fan?
The fan.
I mean, you don't know that. You could go to some warlock in your guild. Unlucky.
How dare you?
Just saying.
All right. So we've got Fang's Ring of Dreams.
So to reiterate earlier, there's not a lot of rings, but there's a few rings, and this is a uncontested spirit ring. So you could look at your healers. In reality, this will probably go to your hybrids. So
Okay. Stamp Int Spirit Mastery looks pretty tasty for a Disc Priest, though.
maybe. Too bad there's 4 other healers, but
Are there though? I'm just kidding. Hood of Cursed Dreams. God, I love the graphic on this thing.
hold over. Go next.
Where the fuck is it?
Oh, hold over for paladins.
I don't see it. There it is. I love the monk graphics. Okay. Leg Plates of Sagacious Shadow, Paladin, grats guys. Chain of Shadow, Male Waste, Shaman, grats guys. Circuit of Frail Soul on Garajal.
This is again another ring, another yummy delicious ring. The Resto Shamans and the Mistweaver use this in like their full Bis set, so you can look to them. They really like that crit, the spirit, or you could give it to a hybrid if you hate healers. The choice is yours.
You should hate healers. They hate themselves, so it's perfect. All right. All right. Eye of the Ancient Spirit. We have a shield. Healer over DPS. Maybe go Shaman on this one, just because the Paladins are fucking giving a gajillion.
So your shaman will see that shield given to them, and they'll be like, "Ah, crap! I'm not getting tornado summoning sensor." So, you can give it to them, or you can give it to a healer.
Okay. Could give it to a healer. Shadow Summoner Spalders. Whoever wants.
Yep, have fun.
Leggings of Imprisoned Will. Grat Shamans.
Shamans.
In this case, is there a reason not to go Ellie over Resto, or are you just like, what do you prio? I guess is the question.
I mean, the priority is whoever wants it, because you don't have that many.
Okay.
It just like it's spirit and mastery. These pieces, they shouldn't really be, people jumping to get them. And some person's gonna take it, and they're all gonna get rid of it.
Dice, I'm pretty sure this isn't the Prot Pally shield. Although it does have haste on it, so maybe it is. I don't know.
Do prop paladins want this spirit haste shield? That's an oversight on my part. I'll do 1,000
seems
burpees.
unlikely to me that they want spirit and int, but I will double check.
I believe dice typically. I'll add it right now. Prop paladin. Prop paladin over healer over DPS.
Where's the shield?
It's been changed. Don't worry.
Parry, dodge, stam, strength.
That's disgusting. They don't want that.
That seems like the Prop Paladin shield.
You think they want Steel Skin King's Impervious Shields with defensive stats? Nah, man, they want this.
I mean,
They want this Spirit Heavy
haste is
shield.
very good for them for sure, but I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. We'll double check and we'll fix it if we're wrong.
I'm taking it at face value and adding it to the sheet. Thanks, guys.
Okay. Moving on to we've got a lot of just holdover gear. We've got some nice boots. Oh, we changed this to whoever wants. Okay.
I mean, it's like Shadow Priests or Healer Priests, so
Yeah.
whoever wants it.
It's Spirit crit. I don't know. Probably wants a PvP shield. And then Bindings of the Ancient Spirits. We have Paladin Wrist. Grats, guys. Okay, moving into the cool bosses. Xeon's Choker of the Coalesced Shadow. Wow, we're giving this to Holy Paladin.
Yeah, when I was doing research into this neck, I saw that Paladins really like the stats on it, so you can just give it to the H-Pal, and then you can give it to whoever else wants a huge mastery neck. Int neck.
What's interesting about Holy Paladins right now is they essentially have infinite mana. So anything that doesn't have Spirit on them is going to be really good for them.
Really good.
Now that might change, but as it stands, if they're in melee range, they have infinite mana. So, so they're trying to get rid of as much Spirit as they can in their itemization.
I believe that.
Okay, Mind Shard Drape. Int Spirit Crit Cloak.
You can go to hybrids or healers, not crazy, it's just kind of there.
Okay. Hood of the Blind Eyes. We've got a socket and a meta socket, which is nice, with the same exact stats as the Drape.
It's a priest item.
Hell yeah, brother. I think that's what I was using on my my thing. Where is it?
No way.
In my beta run. Yes, I was. This thing. It looks like the Warlock tier. Okay, Meng's Treads of Insanity, Gratz Shamans, Undying Shadow Grips, again, holdover, Mastery Haste, don't give to a priest, Bracers of Dark Thoughts, Monk over Druid.
Where is it? That should be equals. I don't know why that's over. I think I just copy and pasted that wrong. The rest of Druids, the Mistweavers, and the Balance Druids all want that. So actually, I'm going to change it right here. I'm going to say Balance.
Sure, we love Balance. We love Balance Druids.
There you go.
All right, we're going Balance first. I like that.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
I hope Balance gets priority over healers because we love Balance Druids in this community.
We do. We do. Because if we don't, they will murder us.
In cold blood.
Paladin Belt. Wow, another plate int item. Congratulations, Paladins. Okay, Elgon. Light of the Cosmos. Tell me about this. Tell me about this cool trinket.
This is a trinket that if I had extra rolls, I would use my rolls on this. As a Warlock, Shadow Priests want this, Balance Druids want this, a lot of secondary stats, a lot of big imp procs that will be used to the fullest extent. Definitely prioritize this for your high performers and don't just hand it out all willy-nilly. But there isn't one that gets like a crazy amount compared to the others, so I just made all equal, called it a day.
Cool. This is that chase item that people want. And so
they're chasing the dragon on this one.
This is also the thing where it's like, hey, maybe not everybody used their bonus roll on this. But you know, if you want to organize that, great. If you don't, everyone's going to be rolling on Elgon and Will loot, if I had to guess. Okay.
Yeah, I'm using one. Try to stop me.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be interesting to see how we do bonus rolls in GTKPs. I'm sure it'll just be everybody do whatever the fuck they want. All right, Torch of the Celestial Spark. Any wand caster?
Yeah,
Mage,
wands
priest,
are weird.
warlock.
Because there's not a lot of offhands. in the first week. So if you get this, you're just like, okay, well, I guess I'll get rid of my cool staff for some one-hander and some blue offhand probably.
Yeah. I would take this. Although it's got haste, which Disc Priest don't want, so. Okay. Phase Walker, Striders, Leather Feet.
They're a holdover.
Druid equals Monk. Oh, I gotta change this then.
Yeah. It's a holdover.
Okay.
Then we get into 2 OK belts.
I gotta fix these fucking colors. Okay, 2 OK belts. Orbital belt. Tell me about orbital belt.
It's an OK belt
Why is it okay?
because it's not a 509 belt. So it's just okay. Like whoever wants it, just take it.
It seems like a pretty good item.
It's a prog piece. It's a prog piece.
Yeah. Sorry, Foji was DMing. Okay. Galaxy Fire Girdle, same thing.
Yep.
If you're gonna give one of these to your casters, or to your healers, it's the Galaxy Fire and not the Orbital.
Yeah, probably.
But
like it's a stat upgrade at the end of the day. That's why I just put Lock and Mage there too. If it's gonna rot and the priests already have it, like whatever.
Yeah, I would not take Orbital Belt from anybody, but I would take Galaxy Fire Girdle.
Yeah.
All right, Shoulders of Imperial Focus, Gratz Shamans, Crown of Keening Stars, Gratz Paladins. God, Paladins are gonna be like gigabytes. Like I honestly think there's a really good argument to be made to bring Paladin to Heart of Fear and Toes Prog, just because of how much gear they're going to soak from Mogu'shan that no one else can use. Their eye level is going to be significantly higher than anybody else's because there is no competition. Unless you do crazy splits, I really do.
I mean, you're just assuming it's all going to drop, though. Surely none of it drops.
It's the only class that has no competition for 10 of their slots.
Yeah, these are big DK items, so stuff.
Okay. All right. Enable Grips of Solemnity on Will. We have Male Gloves, Grab Shamans, Hood of Focus Energy, Lock equals Mage equals Priest. Anything on that one?
The only items I want to talk about on this boss are Kinsey's Polarizing Seal, the trinket. It's a solid healing trinket, but the only healer that I saw that uses it in their best set is Mistweavers, so I would consider giving it to them first.
Okay.
The Mistweaver doesn't want it, just give it to one of your stronger healers because it is a 502 at the end of the day. And then the second item is World Waker Kabakan, the neck. The rest of shamans really like this neck as the secondaries, so
is it
toss that.
Kabakan? Do we know how to pronounce?
I don't know how to pronounce that word. I assume it's Kabakan. And then lastly, I want to talk about the trash trinkets. You're not going to get any other trinkets before the next set of raids, so don't waste any of the Jade figurines if they drop. That's all.
Cabo-chan.
Cabo-chan. Cabo-chan.
Okay, World Waker Kaba-chan.
Okay, cool. And then there's trash trinkets. They're not a big deal. I also don't think the 502 version of the trash trinkets drop. I think it's just the 489 version, the normal versions. So something to consider for these. I think the stats might be where I need to adjust.
I did not know that the normal version is the only ones to drop. I assumed the heroic ones would drop.
No,
that's my bad. My bad, guys.
I don't think that they do. It's my bad.
My bad, fellers.
I gotta fix that down here. Okay,
we gotta kick it into high gear.
Yeah, let's do quick. Okay, so that's the end of. Or there's also tank loot. That's the end of the first one. Now we're going into BIS stuff, and again, Mogu'shan I think was a little bit more specific in terms of like. At the same time, it was This is not phase bis, but it is important for prog in the phase. Now we're getting into phase bis stuff, which will be important for prog in Throne of Thunder, but we will very likely have much more time to get these items than we would, obviously, from Mogu'shan. So yeah, you need to consider like loot off of Shaw. I probably just, or like the last bosses of the tiers, I probably just give it to whoever has really been a champion in that phase. Whereas in the earlier fights, maybe it's important to send them to where they need to go so that your prog is better facilitated for the rest of the phase. Okay. We'll start with Heart of Fear. Hesex Chrysanthemum Cape. DK is equal to Ret over arms. We're just going to skip some stuff that's like not super interesting. I do think we need to go back and weave in some Brewmaster and Guardian Druid stuff. So we're going to do that, and there might be some adjustments to the prize based off of that. But Boots of Still Breath. We got some Windwalker items for both of these. Warbelt of Sealed Pods. Warrior over Ret equals DK. Zorlok's Fizzing Chest Guard. Hunter equals Enhance. Anything on this one? Is this their off piece?
For Hunters and Enhances?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Okay. So
it's just a random holdover for tier piece. But the Pheromone Coated Choker, a lot of classes can use it as a 509 neck, right? So there's some competition on it, but do not give it to Hunters or Ferals since they want a different neck. They want the Choker of Unleashed Storm. So give it to one of the other classes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm so aggro about this. Okay. Blade Lord Tayak, Bracers of Unseen Strikes.
Heavy competition on this. All three want it.
Yeah.
There's one other bracer, the Bracer of Violent Meditation, but there's only one 509 bracer, so it's crit haste. They love those stats.
You're saying the other one's the 502 Mogu'shan one.
Yeah, the 502 Mogu'shan one is where is it? Is hit crit, and it's not nearly as good as the crit haste. So
okay. 2 sockets on a bracer, is that right?
I don't think it has 2 sockets on it.
I fucked that up then. What was it called? Bracers of what? It has no sockets. Why did I say that it had sockets? Oh, it doesn't. I'm misreading.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. On to Yak. Anything you want to talk about?
Storm.
Whoa. Hold on. Something's lagging. Oh, I opened 2 wows. I figured it out. Okay, it's fixed. Sorry.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
The Choker should go to Hunters or Ferals first. Probably Hunters.
Okay.
And then the Ring of Bladed Tempest, there's not a lot of rings, so it's kind of like a performance piece. There's not a lot of strength rings, unfortunately. And the belt, Rets and DKs really want it. I wouldn't Prio Warriors for it. And the legs don't matter. They're just holdover for tier. A lot of holdover for tier.
Yeah, but again, if you're getting one of these, you're not going to get that tier piece for a while. And that's okay. So, I mean, you could consider if you're making loot lists or whatever, like, which is the best off piece that's not your Gigabus, and maybe say, hey, I would take this over that. So, yeah. Bonebreaker Gauntlets, Garelon's Graven Carapace, Grips of the Leviathan, Leg Breaker, Great Cloak, and Necklace of Congealed Weaknesses.
The only thing I want to talk about is Leg Breaker, Great Cloak, and Necklace of Congealed Weakness. Like, Necklace of Congealed Weakness should go to your warrior, the warrior neck. The cloak, every single Agi user wants this cloak, so it's a big, high performance piece. Make sure you know what spec your rogue's playing, because it might not be this for them. And that's it.
What is the other Rogue Bis cloak, and where does that come from?
For the combat rogues, it's Arrow Breaking Wind Cloak. I think that's a 502 cloak from earlier.
Yeah, it is. Interesting. Okay. So maybe that thing goes to rogues then? Is it already?
It does. For Windlord here, for coming up.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
I just want to mention
I want to interject and show you guys the Garelon thumbnail. It's for the boss guide. It's so good. One of my favorites ever. I don't know. I'm just excited about it. Okay. All right. Windlord Meljurak. Go ahead.
So I just want to say for all the tier, this is just from what my simming was to a bunch of secondary pieces, the DPS difference, and when they were a little big, I would give them a little bit the edge of priority. And some bonuses are better than others, but at the end of the day, don't take this as law. Take those tier priorities not to heart, especially if like somebody gets 2 pieces before somebody gets 1. Like spread it out. Don't feed someone. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just don't scream at me about why are hunters getting all the tier before me as a monk? I'm lost in the priority of your sheet. But it's like, okay, if you're a better player than the hunters and you're doing more damage than them, you should get tier. Like, I'm not your loot council.
Do you feel like I think that a lot of raids are going to have issues with tier dispensation because of maybe some of the classes are overrepresented for some of these tokens. Someone suggested possibly putting a token off of the last bosses in addition to their loot. That's just a general token that you could use on any item for any class. I thought that was a pretty cool idea.
An Omni token?
Yes, sure.
That would be bad.
But
Not bad.
I'm also not 100% sure that it matters, right? Like you have looking for raid stuff. It's just an eye level boost. And so it's you know, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I mean, granted, it is what, like 30 eye levels from the looking for raid, but yeah, something to maybe mention to them. I'll mention it, but I'm sure they're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Throw it out there.
Okay. So I don't think we need to talk about most of this stuff specifically.
Rings really big. There's not a lot of rings and all the AGs.
Sorry, I meant just the tier, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Windwalker, Rogue, Enhance, Hunter, and Feral. That is a huge piece.
Yeah, huge piece, big piece.
I would say if you are your guild's best Agi user, you should want this ring. Like that, it looks like it's probably the most contested thing amongst all of the items, outside of maybe a trinket, right?
Yeah.
So this is what you're going for. This could be a good use of your bonus rolls too.
Yeah.
Because how many bot or like this has tier on it already, and yeah, the ring seems good. All right, impaling treads, plate feet, and wing slasher pauldrons. Hunter equals enhance. I think this is probably a holdover if I had to guess for tier.
Both of them, I think, use shoulder off piece.
Oh, no way.
Interesting.
Because
there's a very big shoulder off piece off of
they do,
protectors.
but they don't use either of them. Neither of them or this one. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's a 516 one. So
I get you for sure. Okay, so not the worst item to get, but it's not the 516 version. Leggings of Shadowy Protector. I mean, all of these tier tokens are mostly the same prio, right? Except for maybe a specific one because that's a specific class's off piece that they're going for.
Like off Amber Shaper, for example, the shoulder pads of Misshapen Life, that last item there. Warriors, DKs, and Rets use that as their off piece. So, pretty big piece to drop and figure out where that goes.
Fair enough.
Will not be fun.
I got
nice 509 shoulders.
Cool. All right. Chest tier off of Shexier. Oh wait, we skipped Amber Shaper. It's my fault. leg tokens, whatever. Monstrous Stompers, Hunter equals Enhance. Treads of Deadly Secretions, Feral over everybody else. Scimitar.
Yeah, Scimitar of the, like, I don't know. Let me add Fury Warrior in there, actually. There you go.
Let's see what Scimitar looks like.
Just for gender fluid. There you go.
Let's see what Scimitar looks like. I think you're going to want one of these. Looks cool.
When I see that item, I'm gonna vomit. But you know,
Why?
Maybe one would.
Why?
It's useless. Nobody uses it.
Frosty K and Fury.
Warrior. Yeah,
I guess you don't want to use it.
Statistically, you're not gonna run any of those.
Fair enough.
Unless you're gender fluid for some reason, is addicted to this really weird class. But you know, whatever.
When he's saying gender fluid, he doesn't mean people who are gender fluid. He means the guy whose name is Gender Fluid 2020. For the record.
Yeah, I'm not being.
Not to cancel anybody.
Not being aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not being a
not
dickhead.
trying to.
Okay. Right now, I should say he's not being a dickhead. Okay. Now we have Shexier.
Yeah. So Shexy.
This
chest token.
I would say this is the second hardest boss of the tier, maybe the third. I found it surprisingly easier than I thought I was going to. But if you can get him or her, you're in a good spot to clear for the tier, for the phase.
The only item you want to see off that boss is Claws of the Shexier if you're a melee. Otherwise, the others just like don't. You're just like, yeah.
Do you run double
vomit
these?
Yeah. Windwalkers run double, Enhanced run double, and they're really cool looking in my opinion.
Can you get 2 Shaw touched gems though?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I mean, stat wise,
can you put a regular gem in a Shaw touch socket? I thought you couldn't.
I don't think it really matters because
the
secondaries,
the socket doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what do you like? I don't think, does Garrelol have a socket? I don't think it does. Garricol?
Is there not another one-hander?
It's Garricol is the other one-hander.
There's nothing else.
It's just
you can on 2 different weapons, but I thought you didn't get 2. I mean, there's Spirit Sever. It's a dagger. And oh, you can buy a second gem. Okay, I thought you only got 1. That's my bad. I thought they were unique. All right, fair enough. Then yeah, those are gonna be dope. And they also look pretty cool. Yeah. Windwalker equals Enhance over Rogue. So depending on what you're running. Oopsie.
Yeah, Rogue. I think combat runs 2 of them. Otherwise, if you're running sub or assassination, you'll want something else. But it just depends what the Rogue's running. For some reason, Rogues just get to play whatever they want. So good for them.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, you want Claws of Shexier. And then there's 3 trash items off of Heart of Fear. They're all lower eye levels, so it's not a big deal. Terrace of the Endless Spring. Okay, so Protectors, again, is the only boss in the tier, the first boss of Terrace of the Endless Spring, that drops eye level 516 loot. As such, this is the most powerful loot in the phase, and it will be the most contested items by a long shot. It's also a pretty hard fight to do on the hard mode. The boss guide is going to be really helpful because it'll teach you how to line up all of your cooldowns. I literally had a raid cooldown going every 10 seconds for 9 minutes planned out. It was toxic as fuck. But
yeah, I think if you drop a prime in Jordy's chat right now, you also get a higher likelihood of being able to kill this boss week 1.
That's what
someone told me that.
Wow, Paul, very kind of you, supportive of your fellow streamer. Thank you. All right, Regale's Band of the Endless.
We were talking about rings earlier. There's like 3 Agi rings, and this is like the big boy Agi ring, the one like people drool and get the drool on their keyboard over, and every single one of them want it. Not all of them are gonna get it.
You definitely bonus roll this boss without fail every week.
Yeah. If you have a piece on this boss that is insane competition like that ring, like I would definitely use a roll and hopefully fish your wish.
Fish
I
your
mean,
wish.
even if you're not doing hard mode and you don't like, you get 509 version of this, yeah. So
Okay. Big ring. Monk equals rogue equals hunter equals enhance equals feral. Huge item alert. Rings are scarce and all strength users want this one. You mean agi users?
why you saying it like that?
I just like the caps. It felt good.
Right.
Okay, leg guards of failing purification.
Same situation. All three of the leather edgy users want this as their off piece. So
Cool.
not a huge item.
Is everybody building around this?
All three of them are, yes.
Okay.
Unless they want to build with something else. There's other options, but I mean they're not as good. So
Is this a good tank item?
the leggards of failing purification.
seems quite good for Windwalker or Brewmaster because it's mastery, hit, and stay magi.
When I was looking at the Brewmaster gear, they used 4-piece, and the off-piece was tier 14 DPS shoulders. So, I don't know. I don't play a Brewmaster. I just read a bunch of stuff on the Discord and Googled a bunch of things. So, they can use that piece, obviously, and just use tank shoulders instead. Guardian Druids do use Leggards of Falling Purification as their off-piece. So,
we'll double check on that one. That seems odd to me. All right. Shackle of Eversparks, Strength Neck.
The Warriors want a different neck, so you can give this to the DKs or the Rets first.
Cool.
I mean, it's nice. Hit expertise neck.
Warriors not wanting a 516 neck is bonkers to me, but I'm sure it's just got to do with expertise.
Yeah, it's like secondaries probably.
Yeah. Bracers of, or yeah, with the crit, sorry. Bracers of Defiled Earth, Plate Bracers, Ret equals Warrior equals DK.
Bis for all, another bis for all.
Jordans, we are finishing up the physical, and then we're gonna go do casters, Heart of Fear, and toes. That's where we're finishing. We're finishing up the physical side of it now. Okay. I'm just gonna change. I gotta fix the colors, but okay. Waterborne shoulder guards.
It's the off piece for the male agi users, so another big one. It's tough.
Yeah. This is again the build arounds for most of the classes. Oh Jesus. So consider it as you're going in if you're going to be getting this thing over that thing, and if you are in line for the 516 item first, that's going to be your
It's a spicy meatball.
Lloyd. Thank you for the prime. That'll be your thing.
Yeah.
Philippe saying, I don't know what rel it is, but the Shaw Touch Staff from Leishi's best for Arcane Fire and Frost. When you consider the eye added gem, 320 mastery for Arcane, 168 for the other two, on top of the Shaw Touch gem itself. Is that
well, that's the case. That's great because the only people I saw using Jinya were Mistweavers, and apparently Boomkins. It's very close second bis for them. So I was gonna change it to Boomkin later, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here.
Did you just realize that, Philippe? Is that what's?
That's what he said. He's updating it right now. Every single
Guys,
sim that I saw is using the 516 dagger for all the casters.
Hot off the fucking presses here. Philippe is in the chat updating sims based off of information he's learning here today. I'm just kidding. Okay. That's protectors for physical. Now we're moving to the last three bosses. Sulong, Gauntlets of Shadows Caress. Rogue equals Monk equals Feral. Probably
Just
not.
hold over for tier.
Yep, hold
you
over.
Don't really want to see that. You see that, you get pissed.
Gal Ray, really cool looking staff actually. This is the Feral Monk staff.
Yeah, I toss it to the Ferals first. I mean,
it's like this holy shadow staff. It's cool. It's pretty cool. It's not the biggest looking thing, but it has this fun little like Shaw and then like golden Sulong-esque stuff. Dread Shadow Ring. Tell me about Dread Shadow Ring.
Amazing strength ring. Again, not a lot of rings. This is the big 509 strength ring that the DKs, the Warriors, and the Reds are all gonna want.
Gotcha. Okay. Probably not the one
No
you
one
use your
cares.
bonus roll on, but seems to be pretty good.
If I was a plate DPS user, especially a DK or a red, I would be using my roll on protectors every
Well,
week.
You
to
also
my
have 2 more though.
bracers
So
or my neck. Bracers or neck.
I'm just saying you have
Every
2
week.
you have 2 more bonus rolls than
Every single week.
protectors. So
Every week.
okay. Sunrot Male Haberk. It's whatever.
It's piss.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Okay.
skip it.
Shoulder tokens.
Bleh.
We are reminding you that a lot of classes are not using shoulders in their BIS lists. Enhancement Shaman's not. Ret Paladin's not. Hunter is not. Arms Warrior is not. And DKs are not. But for some reason we have Hunter over Warrior over Shaman over Monk. Or equals Monks.
I just copy and pasted it for all of them.
I think
we can just
we
update them later.
remove those, and then yeah, we gotta fix these, but we'll go to fix them. Warrior doesn't use them, DK doesn't use them, Hunter doesn't use them, Shaman doesn't use them, but Monk does. So we're gonna go Monk first.
Congrats, monks. You guys are owners.
Monk over. Okay. And then DK also doesn't use theirs here, so I'll fix.
Congrats, DKs.
All right. Whatever. We'll dial in the tier tokens. We seem to just have copy pasted, but we'll fix it. Dark Mist Vortex. Big Poggy's Trinket.
Yeah, I'd probably just give it to the rat first, but if you have a Frost DK, they're gonna want it too. That's it.
Okay. Does the ret not get a ton of love?
I mean, the ret gets a lot of equal pride with the DK, to be honest. But
yeah,
it's hard when the DK and the red are gaining very similar values for upgrades from their pre-raid busts.
I really feel like ret is being underutilized or is kind of a sleeper hit. From what I'm hearing, if they're played at the top level, they are insane.
Yeah, but there's a reason we have the top level and then, the rest.
Yeah,
so
fair enough. They also have really, really good utility. They can taunt. They have Diva Aura. They have Sack. There's got a bunch of shit, and so they're just.
It's really adorable because none of them have that keybound. Divine Storm.
You might not be wrong.
I love Red Paladins. Please don't come after me. Valena, shout out Valena.
I had the fun Red Paladin thing in the class changes video, and I guess they loved it. Which I stole from their Discord for the record. Okay, Spirit Sever. We've got a dagger. We've got a dagger with a Shaw touched socket. Who is it going to? Rogues. Tauren, the Soul Burner. We've got a gun. Who is it going to?
Yeah, grats, monks.
Damn, this thing looks dope as shit. I could see this in like StarCraft.
Maybe you should level your hunter this time around.
I am. And then the big item of all the items, Terror in the Mists.
I mean, every edgy user wants this besides Feral, so give this to your big pumpers.
Yeah, this is the chase trinket. It's just a reward item for the most part. You only have likely one more boss left in the tier, and this is not going to be a make or break item because your DPS will not be an issue on Shaw of Fear. So yeah, just a reward item. If I was a physical DPS, or an Agi user, I'd probably be bonus rolling Lei Shi, and I'd be bonus rolling Protectors. Okay, Shaw of Fear. We have a one-handed sword. We hate one-handed swords now, which is so sad because they used to be the most sought-after item in vanilla, but here we are. Shadow Grip Girdle. Again, this is the last boss of the phase, so the only reason that you're loot counseling this out is not for progression, it's for Throne of Thunder. So, Hunter equals Enhance here on this one.
Yeah, it's Biz for both of them. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Good luck.
There's not a differentiation in terms of delta there, or
No, it's really
pretty
good for them
close.
both.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Yeah,
Okay.
double socket build is crazy. You could add third socket to that.
Yeah, that is nuts. Shinka Execution of Dominion, the Axe. This thing looks so cool.
I just want to preface by saying this is like the big two-hander that everybody wants with the shot touch socket. So give this to your biggest damage dealers. But I usually lean towards warriors because they gain the most from weapon damage because of how their abilities scale. And Brett's and DKZ's more spelly type stuff.
I think that's a fair reason. Gender Fluid says the first two go to Fury Warriors. Whatever. Okay. Rob of Instant Petrification. I assume this is their off piece, yeah? Or was that the legs up here? Yeah, that was the legs.
The legs are the off piece, and I noted for this one that since the legs have a lot of competition, if you want to build around this, it might be decent because it has hit and crit compared to hit and mastering. So if crit's like your second best stat, like maybe you could use this instead, although it's a 509. So worth to consider.
Cool. Okay, and then we've got Helm Tier, which we will double check these in a second, but yeah. All right, we've got one more set of loot to do, Caster. We're gonna fly through this so the video's not much longer. I do need to use the bathroom though, so do you want to take like a 5 and then we'll finish this up and I'll just edit the video?
I don't have time. I have a raid
never
at
mind.
9.
Never mind. Oh, okay. Then we're just gonna fly through this. We have 15 minutes at most. Okay.
My last WeGo raid.
I apologize. Okay. Oh, that's so sad. All right. Yeah. Pummel's moving to Australia. Very exciting. Yeah. It's very exciting. Anybody that lives in Australia that wants to hang out with Pummel, get ready for him to come down under. All right.
Yeah, if you want my address, yeah, man.
All right, we're gonna fly through this. This is Mogu'shan. Heart of Fear. We've got a big ring.
Yeah, so this ring is crit hit, and all the casters besides Ellie want it. I would lean towards Lock and Mage for this, but I gave equal priority to Druid and Espriest. And we'll talk about why that is a little later, because there's a really good ring, but it has Spirit on it, and although it's Bis for Lock and Mage, the Spirit's probably better used on a class where it's on a dead secondary, so we'll talk about that later.
Philippe, when you say it's barely an upgrade from this or from
the second option? He's right, it is barely an upgrade, but it is an upgrade, and if I don't say... it's Bis. People are going to come for my neck.
Light him and fire. Yes, that's how
so
it works.
Just technically,
clearly,
everybody
you've never made content, Philippe. Okay. These attenuating bracers are going to Warlock. Gratz Paladins on your chest piece. You're never getting tier. Gloves of Grasping Claws go to Clothies. Gauntlets of Undesirable Gifts. We're doing Druid equals Monk. I got to fix the colors, but no big deal. I gotta fix the colors. I don't know, man. I gotta fix the colors. We got a male chest piece with crit and mastery. So maybe we go Ellie on that one. And then Scent Soaked Sandals. We're doing priests. It's got crit. It's got spirit and mastery. So probably your disc priests. Then onto Blade Lord Tayak, Kaztix, Storm Caesar Gauntlets. We've got Spirit and Crit, so probably your Resto Shaman. Boots of the Blowing Wind. We're just going Priest. Is this just your Shadow Priest? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, or Healer.
Wait, didn't they just have priests here? Is this a second cloth?
There's a lot of cloth spirit gear that's going straight to priests. Priests are going to be full Bis walking out more so than paladins.
Weird,
this rate.
dude.
I mean, it's disgusting.
Well, I wouldn't give this to a disc priest. I'd give this to the shadow priest. So
sure.
Okay. Drape of Gathering Clouds. Spirit Mastery.
Yeah, a few healers use that in Bis. So
okay. Cool.
List
Tornado Summoning Sensor. An offhand. Finally an offhand that doesn't have Spirit on it.
Yeah, if people are using the 516 dagger that drops from Terrace, this is the offhand they're all gonna want because it doesn't have spirit on it. But if you're using the staff, which apparently is really good, because I've been told that there's a shot touch gem that just got thrown into the sim, then you won't want this. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, this seems like a very good offhand.
Best offhand if you're using a one-hander.
Yeah, which most of you will be using. This seems like a decent thing to be bonus rolling, but there are probably better options, but this is something that you might down the line.
Yep.
Okay, Leather Helm, Gratz Mistweaver, Bracers of Tempestuous Fury, or crit. It has no spirit because Mistweaver doesn't really need mana. Druids do, but it does have haste. I would honestly probably think twice about this for the Mistweaver, because haste is extremely bad for Mistweaver. Like, it is so dog. They get almost nothing out of it. And so we're gonna double check this one.
That's the off piece that I saw for Mistweavers. Was that home?
All right. Well, we're gonna have to double check. I'd be surprised, honestly, but whatever.
Okay.
It's possible. It's possible.
Freaking out.
Bracers of Tempestuous Fury, Shaman Bracers, and then Twisting Wind Bracers. Hit and Haste. Seems pretty good.
Frost mages like those.
We're flying through these guys. Pummel is about to get on a plane. Grass of Panic, Gratz Paladins. Robes of 80 Lights on Garelon. Leather Chest spelled wrong. Mastery Spirit, Gratz Druids. Sandals of the Unbidden. Another set of cloth boots. This one with hit on them, though. That's the 8th set of cloth boots and 3 bosses. What is going on?
They really like boots, man.
I don't get it.
Stuff out here.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
Yes, Pummel's playing Mob, but he's going to be busy with life also.
Yeah.
Shoulders of Foaming Fluids. Gross. That is the worst named item I've ever heard in my life. What is that? What does that look like? You kind of like foaming fluids.
Look at it.
Oh, I'm looking. We're flying. SMH. Okay, that's the priest here. Haste and Spirit. We're going Clothies. Stormwake Mistcloak. Int, Crit, and Hit. DPS over Healer, but that's probably not their best, right?
No, it's not the best.
It's not the best.
It's
okay.
decent.
And then
Hit cloak.
Yeah. And then Vestments of Steaming Ichor, Gratz Shamans, and then Zeryl's Hood of Intoxicating Vapors, Gratz Clothies.
They love fluids and vapors.
They love fluids and vapors.
Fluids, vapors, and ichors.
I mean, honestly, dude, I love it. We've got glove tier. We're gonna double check the glove tier, make sure and make sure these look correct. But for the most part, they should.
Yeah.
Corvin's Amber Sealed Beetle Neck. This is the Biss neck, right?
Yes, for all the spirit haste users and a lot of the healers. So
yeah,
at least 3 of the healers.
There's no haste on this. Oh, there is. No, there's no haste on this.
But there's just
spirit crit.
Yeah, this is not really another great.
That's
like option.
The priest neck for sure. Robes of Torn Nightmares. We're going priest over everybody else with spirit and crit, and then Clutches of Dying Hope, crit and haste. We're going druid with that one. That seems good. Leg tokens on Amber Shaper into Seal of the Profane. We've got an Ellie ring that we're giving Prio on. I love it.
Yeah, big Ellie ring. They really like this. It's a spirit mastery ring, so cool. We'll toss your hybrids and healers after the Ellie gets it.
Cool. That does seem like a pretty good ring for healers also. Belt of Malleable Amber. We've got Hit and Haste on there.
It's a big item. It has 2 sockets on it, so it's like a gigantic item.
It's super weird how some of the belts have 1 and some of them have 2. I've never seen any gear like that, and it seems to really make one of the belts way better than the other ones because as such.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an odd choice. I don't think Blizzard necessarily knew what was going on with itemization in phase 1. for Mop, and then they figured it out. Kind of a lot of expansions kind of worked like that too. Like in Wrath, like they finally figured it out in ICC, but there was just like weird eccentricities up until that point. Okay, chest tokens, and then Kritak. This seems like a pretty good item.
Yeah, that's Mace is gigantic, and basically all the healers want it.
Except,
but I would also consider the hybrids, but the healers use this in their there's nothing better for them, so that's why I decided to put them there.
Isn't
first.
the staff better for one of us, if I recall?
For Mistweaver.
Yeah, so you don't give the mace to Mistweavers.
Yeah, but you could also just give it to the Mistweaver if you want.
Don't you fucking dare.
Just don't give it to Disc Priest and start with a J.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I don't care. I don't need to loot. Okay, Leggings of Shadow Infestation. Fire Mage over everybody else. That's, I assume they're a bit off piece. Because they're just looking for crazy crit to turn on their ignites. And then
the 3 fire mages that are out there, yeah.
I mean, I think fire mage is going to be better than you think it's going to be. And then Hood of Dark Dreams, Shaman, grats. We got a bunch of trash loot, whatever. All right. This is the last thing we're going to spend any like real time on, the 516 caster loot. So, Cloak of Overwhelming Corruption.
Every caster wants. It's a 516 cloak. It beats up basically everything else. So, I mean,
yeah,
it is what it is.
This
it's
is
a toughie.
Protectors again, bonus roll boss. This is a one everybody gets. It's gonna be fun hearing people go, "I won my bonus roll," and it's gonna be awful hearing people, "I lost my bonus roll." But that's the sound of Mr. Pandaria.
Protectors is the bonus roll boss, like the bonus roll boss.
Yeah, it's the bonus roll boss. Asani's Uncleansed Sandals. Boomy over Resto Druid equals Mistweaver.
Yep. Nothing else to add.
This one again, I'm not 100% sure on. I might have been bouncing my leg flow because I'm like rushing through this, and the energy is giving me some vibes.
No rush.
Cuffs of Corrupted Waters, priest over everybody else. Mastery Spirit, that sounds very good. And Lightning Prisoner's Boots, got Shamans. Then we have the Dagger.
The Dagger is really, really good. The best non-shot touch weapon, highest eye level weapon. I would definitely use a bonus roll on this. For some classes, apparently, with the shot touch, the Jinya Orb of the Water Speaker is really, really good and is close, if not a little bit better than Mergale's Crackling Dagger. So do your own research and make sure your loot council knows what you want.
Solid. Seems good. And then does seem now like Jinyas might be the way to go for Mage, according to Mr. Felipe. So
Felipe. I mean, Warlock too, probably. It's like extremely close with the Shaw infused gem.
Yeah. All right. So. Water Soul Signet. Not only does every caster want, every healer wants this now.
So this is a Spirit Haste ring. I would probably prioritize the hybrids, and then kind of figure out what the healing and DPS non-hybrid situation is, because it does have Spirit on it.
Yeah.
So prioritize the other ring, the Fragment of Fear Made Flesh, to locks and mages,
sure.
And then give this ring to your Boomkins and Shadow Priests, and I guess you don't need to give it to your. Or I guess you can give it to the LE too. Yeah, it's really good for the LE. So
I probably wouldn't give this to the Disc or the Holy Priest first, for what it's worth. But yeah.
Yep.
Just because haste is pretty shit for us. Okay. Cask. Congrats, Paladin. You're getting a free 516 eye level gear. Must be nice, you fucks. Okay. And then we have the rest.
Look at the bracers. Why are you yapping? Bro, Priest gets that for free.
I think this is a Shadow Priest item more than a Disc Priest item.
Oh my god. Okay, man. Pretty sure Disc Priest and Holy Priest both use that in well, but whatever.
I believe you.
What do I
I believe you. We do. Okay. Sandals of the Blackest Night. Frost Overlock equals Priest. Shoulder pads of Twisted Fate. cloth casters, Spirits of the Sun, the healer trinket. This thing's pretty cool. Also one of my favorite icons. It's just holy liquor.
Yeah.
Just can't beat it. Mogu'shan, this thing also, it's a spirit proc. Mogu'shan Terror Incarnate, pretty cool sword. Only sword casters are mages and locks, right? So
yeah.
Those
if they're not getting Regale's dagger or the staff, they should probably go for this. And Demo wants this.
Also looks really cool.
That's cool looking.
Yeah, Philippe says trinkets feel boring this phase. It's true, they are boring this phase, but they're literally the opposite of boring next phase. So get ready for that. You're going to hate hearing about trinkets next phase because they are insane. Okay, Belt of Embodied Terror, Gratz Disc Priests, Fear Blackened Leggings, Balance Druids.
Yep.
Huge. Again, Gratz Paladins, you bitches.
Paladins, yep. We'll look through the shoulders later. Those need to be changed.
Jinya, this sounds like it's being updated as we speak, but this is the Mistweaver Abyss, and it sounds like it might be Mage Abyss. So we're going to change this. But Holy Paladins can wear that sword too. That's a good point, Flo. We didn't think about that. We'll go and take a look at the Mogu'shan. But either way, Holy Paladins get a lot of loot, so fuck them.
Jesus.
Sorry, Holy Paladins. I love you. I am super jealous. Yes. All right. And Robes of the Unknown Fear. Seems like a pretty good chess piece here.
Yeah, it's a solid off piece for mages and Destro locks. Just depends what people are playing.
Okay. Dread, and finally the last boss, Dreadwoven Leggings of Failure. Shadow Priest Pants, Super Poggers, Essence of Terror, the caster trinket. The big one that you're going to be chasing.
Yeah, very massive, very gargantuan.
This is a bonus roll boss for sure, and
bonus roll territory.
Yep. The trinkets are pretty boring here. It's like int and like a proc, int and a
it's like 2 trinkets for every caster. Like it's really weird, but 16 bosses, 2 trinkets.
Robes of Pinioned Eyes, chess piece,
another
priest. Gratz guys.
Gratz priest, just another uncontested item for priests. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then we've got some trash loot. So, and that is the end of our.
The shared loot's important.
Is it? Is it? Okay.
Yeah, there are abyss belts on the shared loot.
Oh, is there? Wow.
Chain of Unending Summer is really good. And same with the physical loot. There's abyss belts.
Oh yeah, it's not trash loot because there's barely any trash in here. It's shared loot. Good point.
Yeah,
okay.
Shared loot.
So these things kind of have almost like one of those like green of the thing, whatever's, but there's actually only one belt of each type, so it's whatever. And
that's kind of it.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Yeah,
so
tanks get all the tank gear. Like it's just plate tank gear.
I don't know.
And then there's like off pieces like dodges and stuff. So that's like kind of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, tank loot's here in the back. We didn't really give prios because it's just tanks. You only have 2 of them. We have Bisslist in here. I'm gonna try to add the Mogu'shan Bisslist in addition to the phase Bisslist in the back there. But all of this will be available on the Patreon, both of ours, tomorrow. I will be posting this video in the morning, so if you're seeing this video, it's already live. If you're looking to get a copy of this, definitely check that out. You don't only need to subscribe to mine, you can subscribe to Pummel's. He put a lot of work into this, and so definitely check his out as well. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. This has been really fun. We'll be doing this for the next phases of MOP as well, and be sure to check those out, and definitely check us out while we're streaming. Pummel's going to be a little bit busy at launch, but he'll be back, and I will be on a lot. So thanks, Pummel. Appreciate you, dude.
Anytime.
Yeah, this was fun. Yeah, thanks, man.
I learned a lot because of the chat.